Hello and welcome! Today we're looking at how to craft tones with the Hughes Kettner Black Spirit 200. Now, I've seen a lot of people online that are happy with it, some are quite disappointed, and I do think that there are a few EQing secrets in this thing that you should keep in mind while trying to set it up. And also, Hughes Kettner, buddy, friend, we need to talk. You have a problem with bass. What the hell is going on with this unit? Okay, so we will mostly be looking through the perspective of metal tones, which is what this thing is marketed as being very good at doing. You know, it has the ultra channel. So let's look at one of the presets that this thing ships with. Metalcore 1. What's with the bass? So obviously this is unusable garbage. Let's check out Metalcore 2. Metalcore 3. So okay, the third one is a bit clearer, but so much mush in the bottom end. If you hook this up anywhere in any venue, you have to tell the sound guy, just scoop all of my lows, just high pass all of my guitar. Okay, so just to show you there are no shenanigans going on, here's my 5153 boosted with an Auger Tubaholic, going into the very same setup that the Hughes Kettner is plugged into. It's just 2 notes wall of sound with the stock Maxon boogie cap that comes free with it. Right, so that's our bass line, our bass line. And this is kind of a running theme with this unit. It is capable of producing a lot of bass. So basically you need to dial down the bass and dial down the resonance. Don't worry about it. Which takes me to our EQ review. So I'm gonna start with the lead channel because I find that this has a lot of interesting things going on, and also the way the EQ responds in the lead channel is kind of the same with the crunch and the clean, and then the ultra channel has an entirely different EQ response. So let's dive into this. Obviously the lead is a bit more classically voiced, so you can play some classic 80s and 90s metal. So on and so forth. So it has a lot of mids, it cuts through, it doesn't go for that scooped sound. What's the first thing I want to look at this? Well, I do want to point your attention towards the treble control. So below 50% it's basically unusable. This is kind of the sweet spot, I think, but look at what happens when you go up. It kind of squishes your signal into an upper mid-range. Everything gets collected and just mushed in there. So yeah, treble, let me just recall my preset. Treble at about, what's this? 2 to 3 o'clock. I could open it up a bit more. So that's not really a treble control, that's more of an upper mid control. Incidentally, if you want to control your treble with the lead channel and the crunch channel, you need to work on the presence. So this one feels more like a high shelf. And with this cabinet right here, I just feel like going quite high with the presence. Now, the mids control, you will notice that my mids are quite low on this. I'm not a mid scoop type of guy, but again, this unit has so much mids, which is good. You can cut through basically any mix. So let's hear this. This is more mids than you would ever need. It basically sounds like a telephone guitar. Try a bit lower. So, again, a bit too mushy. Let's just recall my preset. So do not worry about scooping your mids, especially on the lead channel, because, and here's the secret of this thing, the sagging control. Now, I've seen a lot of people online go with, I'm just gonna keep the sag at 0 because I don't want any sag. Obviously, modern amps usually have a clean power amp, so sag is a dirty word. But the Hughes Kettner sagging control doesn't just add mushy bottom end, it also adds some very aggressive bitey mids, which kind of simulates what my 5153 does at about 4 to 6 volume depending on the cab. And this is basically what you want from a real amp. You want that cranked feeling where the mids are just barking at you. Let me just show you what I mean. So this is at sagging 2. Down to 1. It kind of died, right? It sounds like a FX unit. And now I'm just gonna pop it up to 5. Down to 2 again. One. That's basically the 0. 3. Oof. Again, obviously this is more mids than you would want on a modern metal channel, but we'll get to the ultra. Last, with the lead channel, I want to show you something about the bass control. So you can go bass 0. The unit still has enough bottom end. That's fine, but I've noticed that with the lead channel and the crunch channel below it, the bass knob kind of gives you some highs as well. It's sort of like a messy boogie. You're rotating what you think you're rotating, but you're actually affecting the whole tone. So check this out. It's very subtle. Off. Right? It's very subtle, but it kind of enriches your highs. Like, it gives you a bit of a mid-range, upper mid-range bite. And now on. This is why when I'm using the lead channel, I like to have a bit of bass turned up, but again, the resonance knob is absolutely at 0. I'm gonna show you why. Let's turn up the resonance just a little bit. Why? Why do I need so much bass? Why would I ever need so much bass? Yeah, you can have it like at, what's this, 8-ish, 9-ish, or you can just go. It sounds a bit sterile after you compare it like this, but trust me, in a mix you don't want that much bass. Alright, so to recap the lead channel. The treble control is actually an upper mid control, and if you go way too high it squishes the entirety of your guitar. If you go below 50% it's unusable. So just like at 60-ish percent, 70-ish is good. The mids, don't worry about scooping those, because when you put some sagging control into it you get some mids back, and the good type. The bass, just a little bit. Don't go minimum, don't go above like 9 o'clock. Resonance 0, presence to taste. Presence is your actual highs with this channel. Coincidentally, it's the same on the crunch channel. Check this out. So the treble control is the same. Same type of mids. Same insane bass. Oh, you can actually hear how the bass enriches the high notes here a bit better. It's a bit midi here. Can you hear it? It kind of clears up those highs. It gives you a bit of a V-shaped EQ, which is weird because I'm just rotating the friggin' bass knob. It's a shame that it gives you so much bass. Let me try to compensate with the resonance at 0 there. Can you use the crunch channel as a rhythm channel for metal, for old school metal stuff? Not really. Okay, just a bit, maybe just a bit, but like I have the gain maximum and I have the boost on, and I still need a little bit of gain. So yeah, the crunch channel is basically for crunch stuff only, like something that I'm gonna butcher now. Stuff like that. I'm not even gonna go over the clean, it's clean. We can check out the boost here actually, we can, if you're curious what type of sound the boost has. I'd say it's a bit tube screamerish, but again with more bass than what a tube screamer would give you. Or maybe that's just the channel. Let me just dial the bass down, see what this does. Okay, with the boost. Yeah, okay, so it's tube screamerish. Too bad you have absolutely no control over the tone of the boost. Like I would dial the tone a bit for. But it gets the job done. Okay, so I actually decided to test this. It's not really tube screamerish. So here's the boost of the Hughes Kettner. And here's an actual TS. It has a bit more of a mid-hum and less bass. But the way the gain structure sounds, it's basically an overdrive, basically the same. course, the TS can go more. But you don't want that while boosting a distortion channel, obviously. Common thread with this pedal, lots of bass on everything. Speaking of getting the job done, let's just get to the Ultra channel. So the Ultra channel's EQ works differently than what we've learned about this unit so far. Yeah, that's a lot more scoop. May take a bit of time to adjust. I'm not adjusting, I'm just gonna dial up the mids just a little bit. There we go. Scoop it. Okay, so what's special about the Ultra channel? First of all, it has a ton of gain on tap. As you can see, I actually have my gain on my preset like below 9 o'clock, and it's still without the boost. Okay. So if you turn off the boost, you do need to get some gain in there, but it's floody. So back to my preset, there we go. So what's special? First of all, the treble control is actually a treble control. About 50% is where it starts becoming useful. And here it's a bit ice picky. On my presets it's at about 9-ish o'clock. And the presence control adds a nice hump in the treble range again. So these two are kind of battling over here. Let's see which one is actual highs. Okay, so on the Ultra channel, the treble controls like your highest highs, and the presence control kind of controls the bitey highs that are kind of around the high mid range if you need more attack. So you have to play with those, with the balance between those two, if you want to achieve a nice metal tone without killing your audience. Or maybe that's what you want to do. That's a metal tone. Okay, the mids. What do the mids do? So we're controlling a lower register of the mids here. It's not the honky type that the lead channel has. Obviously the lead channel has the honky mids, so it would cut through mixes, and this one kind of gives you a bit more meat to your tone. It's not bad. I don't scoop these too much, but I do keep them at about 9 o'clock. I could go up to like 10 o'clock maybe. It depends on your style, what kind of cab you're hooked into, and you know what you're mixing into, what kind of band. But I'd say a lot of these mids are usable. preset. Yep, that's good. So about bass and resonance, when I'm using the ultra channel, I just cut those guys. Bass is at absolute 0, resonance at absolute 0. Let me show you why. See, this gave me some weird sub-bass that I absolutely do not need on guitar. This is going to muddy up a mix, it's going to step on the bass guitar for no apparent reason, and, you know, the sound engineer is going to cut my head off. Either that, or they should just high-pass the guitar entirely. And that's just with bass like, what's this? 9 o'clock bass. What? Why? Let's go to noon. This is not good. And now resonance. No reason. There's absolutely no reason for this. And don't get me wrong, it's better to have the frequencies and have to cut them instead of not having them at all. But why am I forced to go to absolute 0 here, right? Still, thankfully, when I do dial them down, it doesn't sound bad. And now, for the final piece of the puzzle, with the Ultra channel, do not be afraid to use the sagging control. Like, check this out. I am at sagging 5 right now. Dial it down to 1. It instantly became like sterile. Now, before you go ahead and say, well, this is why you had so much bass, your sagging was at 5. Let me just dial up the bass again. And just some resonance. No, it's not the sagging. Manufacturers do not understand metal players. Like, what the... And I also made another effect here, which syncs the volumes. So here's the same effect with a sagging 1 and just the volume bumped up to match the sagging 5 version. Kind of chainsaw, kind of missing some harmonics, missing what would make me cut through a mix. I could dial up the mids, but it's gonna sound... I did get some more meat on my tone, but not really something to push me through. And now, back to my preset with sagging 5. That is gnarly! Alright, so to recap the Ultra channel, bass 0, resonance 0, mids about 9 o'clock, you know, depending on what you need, and then treble and presence to taste, and absolutely do not be afraid to crank up that sagging control. Now, I found that it depends on what kind of cab you're hooked up into. The impulse here is a 4x12. I find that, you know, 1x12 I can actually go higher on the sag and get some more meat out of it. So again, depends on your system. I'm just here to tell you, don't be afraid to use that sag. It doesn't actually mean mushiness. The mushiness in this unit is in the bass. The sag is awesome. Okay, so I also decided to check out the Ultra channel boosted with the Tube Screamer or Maxon Audi 808. It's the same thing. Don't kill me. Let's see. Oh! Stock boost. Well, I can't believe I haven't done that before, so secret uncovered for me. I'm going to boost the Hughes Kettner with an external pedal from now on. Check this out. That is so much better. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Woo! Who's awesome? You're awesome. I'm impressed. See you next time. Maybe. Probably. Bye.